We all know the way the gaming industry has gone. 99.9% of games released these days are unfinished, broken shit. Paying full price to rent digital files of said unfinished shit. I'm all for physical. I've always loved physical media. Real physical you can use. And I've always been a 1P gamer. I've never played online, and I have no interest playing online. That's just the way it is for me. But where was I? Physical games. Doom on Switch, for example, carries the base game on the cartridge with a 9GB download for the multiplayer. The Spyro Reignited trilogy, a remake of the first 3 Spyro games, only has 1 game on the physical disc, not to mention many other games releasing with physical cases with only a download code inside. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has a whopping 72 megabytes of data on the physical disc and requires a 150GB download. Now what the hell was the point of that? I bought a physical copy of Dakar Desert Rally. I've never played a Dakar game before this one, and I'm glad I bought it. The frame rate on the base Xbox One is diabolical, but I'm still having a blast. And I've done something unusual from the moment I started playing it. I installed the game from the disc to my external hard drive, with my Xbox One completely offline, and have been playing it for the last couple months off the disc and hard drive, again, with the Xbox One completely offline. I was curious to see if I could play the game essentially from the disc itself, and it works completely fine. Which brings me to this test I want to perform. What I'd like to test and see is if I can still run the game exclusively offline again from the disc and external hard drive after the game has been updated. When I hooked up again, I noticed the game has a 46GB update. It was 36 the first time I checked, but by the time I got around to making this video, it went up to 46. So a 16GB game that runs fine installed from the disc, and a 46GB update. Again, what I want to test is what happens when I try playing the game offline again with the disc after the update. Just a quick word, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and throw me a comment. Working on small milestones now, working my way up to 500 subscribers. So help a brother out, would you kindly? Thank you. So I was prompted to do a system update, the first I've done in a while. When I went offline again after the system update, Dakar disappeared. It should be between these two. The hard drive capacity remains the same, but Dakar's install isn't showing up. It shows the icon on the main menu when the disk is inserted. When I select it, the disk spins. The external hard drive indicator light flashes, yet nothing happens. Again, this is offline, the way I've always played it. So we're off to a good start. The system update alone has essentially locked me out of my purchase to play my offline install. Back online. Just let me check something here. The install is back. And save data seems okay. Well, I ran into a slight problem. I started the update. It looked like it was struggling. The manage queue list wouldn't initialize to show me the update progress. Then the external hard drive decided to disconnect itself from the Xbox. So I rebooted, and now it shows the game is 48.9 gigs, even though only 1.9 gigs of the update was downloaded. Plus my game saves are now on the cloud apparently. When I try starting the game, it says I need to install it, and look for it in the Microsoft Store. Try the one with the disk icon, same thing. To the Microsoft Store. Now on the store, it has an install option. Oh, and I can play this. You mean I can play the game I purchased? I have your permission? Thanks, Microsoft. Let's try this again. So it's going to install and update from the Microsoft Store. Shows up in the queue this time. Good. And now the wait.
2 weeks later.
So the install/update is finished. Save files are back, previously in the cloud. You know what? I'm going to start the game. We're still online. I'm curious to see if my progress survived. One issue with this game has been complete progress erasure during updates, which this update is supposed to have fixed. Let's have a quick look and find out. Well, everything looks in order. Level 26. I have all my Dakar points. Looks fine. Except I fixed these vehicles last time I saved. This has been a recurring problem beforehand. And one race during an event I completed and saved 3 times already, because it keeps placing me back to the last checkpoint during the last race. The game occasionally kicks me back to the previous save after I've already saved. Don't know if they'll fix that, but that's what it is at the moment. Let's back out of here. Now for the real reason for this test. Let me shut down, disconnect the hard line, and try playing offline again with the disc. The moment of truth. The game has been updated. It went from 16 gigs to 49, and the system is offline. Now let's see if I'm able to continue where I left off, or if my disc-based purchase has been hijacked by the servers. Making sure to select the icon with the disc symbol, otherwise it may try to find a downloaded file. Here we go. Nice, starting up. As before, progress unaffected. Level 26, with all my Dakar points. Here's the race I mentioned I already finished, that keeps kicking me back. Version mismatch. Current game version doesn't match saved stage progress. Looks like I'm restarting the stage so the save file can sync with the update.
There is only one constant.
So in conclusion, in terms of the test I was skeptical, but everything turned out perfectly fine. Everything runs. Continuing where I left off, save files are fine. As for playing offline with the disc after the massive update, it's awesome. It works. I'm very surprised. I thought for sure I'd have to be online all the time, because we all know games are quickly heading to digital only, and ridiculous online requirements are becoming more frequent even for single-player games. Games like this one, for example, Need for Speed 2015, pretty awesome game. I play it alone as well, and it requires you to be online, even playing single-player. So now I'm thinking, what happens when they cut the servers for this game? The game ceases to exist. I can't connect, which means it can't start, which means I lose my purchase and a game from my library. My hope for games like this is that the developers patch it for single player before shutting the servers down, so it can still be played without online connectivity. That way, they can use their servers for something else, while keeping the game alive, and keep a part of gaming history from vanishing off the face of the earth. Just give it a final update so it can still be played. That's my hope for all of these forced online games. As for Dakar and this test, I would say it's a complete success. I started playing it offline, installed from the disc, updated online, tried the game again offline, and it works perfectly. Let me know your thoughts on digital versus physical and always online requirements, or if you've ever run into issues with those type of games. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Working my way up to 500 subscribers, so it's greatly appreciated. Until next time, thanks for watching.